My M25, GF's F23 comment about a coworker made me uncomfortable. How would you feel? My girlfriend often talks about her work life. Her team is mostly women, with a few guys, and she's never said anything too unusual before. All just coworker, friend banter. However, she recently talked about another department that works beside her. All names and people I've never heard of. This team is mostly guys, and she's going through the list, talking about each one. Again, nothing unusual, until she gets to a guy we'll call Jeff. Jeff is so attractive, you wouldn't believe it. Nothing too bad here, we occasionally acknowledge people as attractive, but then she doubles down, explaining how every time he talks to her, she blushes because of how good looking he is. Her coworkers have caught on and now jokingly refer to the guy as the love of her life. And that was it. I didn't really know how to respond, but it kinda upset me. Am I being too insecure? I'm not upset she finds people attractive, I do too, but why tell me? There was no punchline, just, I find this guy so attractive, everyone notices. It just seemed bit mean to tell a partner. Looking for honest feedback, does it sound like I'm being too insecure? She's done similar-ish things occasionally that have made me feel the same way, but I've been quiet about it as I don't want to come off as jealous. We've been dating for a little over a year, and I DK if this is something I should work on myself about, or bring up as an issue. Not insecure. That's really disheartening. I'm trying to figure out why she told you. Does she feel guilty? Is this leading to another disheartening conversation? Is she just being transparent because she cares and wouldn't want it to come up some other way and sound much worse than it is? I think you need to ask her some questions. See if it was a one-time thing, alright. But she a repeat offender. Some people will tell you, have a conversation and talk to her about it. But her letting you know about him making her blush and coworkers joking about him being the love of her life isn't open communication. It's her letting you know that there's competition. Honestly, social media has made a whole new generation of men and women think disrespect is okay, but it's especially becoming prevalent in our young men. This is not insecurity, it's disrespect. I don't think you're being too insecure, that's an upsetting thing to hear. I would probably follow up on this in a few ways. First, I'd have to acknowledge, wow, that must be uncomfortable at work that your coworkers say that, and be curious if there are potential professional repercussions she should be worried about. Then I would probably wonder what she's thinking of doing about it. Since she shared it, she must be reasoning through how to handle this. Is she thinking of changing jobs? Asking to open the relationship? See what her response is. But I would not work myself up, I would stay calm and rational, and treat it like an unfortunate reaction she can't control and needs help with. Bro, drop her. Her coworkers are essentially encouraging her to cheat on you. And she literally cannot hide how much she likes him. She's going to cheat. She essentially told you so. Leave before she does. I'd probably ask her why she's telling you the story. Or sarcastically say, is he the love of your life? Your girlfriend young, but that's still displaying terrible judgment. You're not one of her girlfriends. My new old lady neighbor, 66F, is creeping me, 27F, out. I live in a condo. A few months ago my next door neighbors moved out, and a new woman moved in very shortly after. She has pretty much made me uncomfortable with every social interaction. I really want nothing to do with her, but I feel like she's obsessed with the idea of being friends with me. I made the mistake of giving her my number when she first moved in. I don't know what it is about her. She sets off something in my lizard brain. I just don't feel like I can trust her. Something is really off about her. I talk to all of my neighbors in passing and nobody makes me feel this way. Everyone is so nice here. A week into her moving in, she was already calling me at 9 p.m. asking if we could share a router. She told me she'd pay half the bill. I had to explain to her why that made me uncomfortable. I obviously declined. She kept being nosy and overstepping minor boundaries. Example. I know she must have been looking into my patio and back sliding glass door because she was aware I had a Papa San chair inside my home. I've never even walked that close to her backyard area. There's no reason to. She made it clear that she was aware of my comings and goings in passing conversation. I have to walk past her door and front window every time I come and go. My car parking spot is right next to hers. In the past I've ignored her texts. I've also declined an offer to go on a sunset walk together. Lol, she seemed like she was mad at me in passing when I've done this. This only added to me wanting to avoid her at all costs. She thinks I owe her a relationship because I live next to her. There have been various occasions when she sees me walk outside and she comes up with an excuse to come out as well. Just a few days ago my family was helping me bring in a buffet table. I know she heard us and saw us through her window because it was extremely loud. We had to drag this heavy piece of furniture across the pavement with an old quilt under it right by her open front window. My mom went outside to get something else. I heard her talking to my neighbor from inside my home. The neighbor introduced herself and asked what my mom's name was multiple times. The next day when I went to do my laundry, she made sure to intercept me when I was coming back to put everything in the dryer. This woman was in the process of taking out all of my stuff in the wash and putting it on top the freaking dryer. I know the cycle just ended because my other loads were still spinning. She did all of this just to interact with me. She just had to wash a few bath mats right that second. I dreaded coming back to pick up my stuff because I knew she would be there waiting. I made sure to be on the phone talking to someone. She was of course there waiting. I pretty much ignored her even though I could tell she wanted to chat. I could also tell she was pissed about this because she left talking to herself in a huff. I want nothing to do with this woman. I want her to leave me alone. I don't think I can directly say this to her, but I want to make her feel like there is no point in trying to have a relationship with me. Do I completely ignore her? I always want to be nice to everyone, so it's hard. I'm not sure what to do at this point. She gives me anxiety. I live alone and like my peace. I don't want to be harassed by a nosy weird woman. I hate to say it, but you might need to be direct to the point of rudeness. State out loud that you are not interested in a friendship. I just ignore her and just keep every interaction short and to the point. Don't give her any info about your life and try to avoid her. She sounds lonely, but that's not to say she is not overstepping boundaries, and you have every right to feel comfortable in your own home. I am afraid the only solution here is to chat to her and in a polite way. Let her know that some of her behavior is making you uncomfortable. You can just simply tell her you're a private person and no thank you. Over and over. Hopefully she moves on to another neighbor or pet project soon, but if not, you may need to talk to management about harassment issues. They make a window film that goes on any and all windows. It lets light in and you can see out, but no one can see in. Have your dad, uncle, brother or a security person come over and access your weak spots in your home. If you rent, let your landlord know the situation. And maybe ask about changing units when one becomes available. And let your parents know what's going on and that your spider senses are going off. The book, The Gift of Fear, by Gavin de Becker, I think would be helpful to you. I would also consider going to a public laundromat, just to get done with no interaction from her. Another option would be to get a small portable washer for your home, and then let your clothes air dry. And if you feel comfortable, block her, if not maybe mute her. Be safe and good luck. Don't know if this will work for you, but my go-to for this type of stuff is to simply say, no thank you, as soon as they try to engage with me, and keep moving. Every time, just affirm, polite, no thank you. Do not try to engage, do not try to reason, do not give them any space to wriggle. Then, after telling her, no thank you, you need to remove yourself from whatever space she is occupying. Even if you only move 15-20 feet away, you need to physically show that you are not interested. It may take several, or many, instances of you doing this, but eventually they get the message. Edit. So to answer your question, yes, you need to ignore the shit out of her. I would even block her number. You cannot be nice to these types of people, they use that against you. My 19 meters boyfriend is being a child. I'm 19F. Recently me, F19, moved in with boyfriend, M19, and every single day has been a battle of who's doing whose chores. We've been together almost 2 years and we've been living together for a single month and it's already miserable. The first day we moved in, the last people left the place disgusting, so I asked him if he wanted to clean the bathroom or kitchen and he said kitchen, so I cleaned the whole bathroom, and he was standing behind me, so I asked him if he cleaned the whole kitchen and he said yes. I joked and said I didn't want to have to check his chores to see if he's done them like my brother, so I listed specific things to clean. When I finished cleaning the bathroom I took him for his word, obviously see I shouldn't have, and I assumed the kitchen's clean, so I relaxed for the rest of the night. The next morning I go in there and he's literally wiped down the fridge with a paper towel and left it sitting in there when there's still black gunk all over the inside, and hasn't cleaned a single other thing. So I clean it by myself and I don't make an issue. My boyfriend agreed he'll do the laundry because I'm too short to reach into the washer without hurting my chest, and it's an easy task. He's now been making jokes about me putting away all of it since he washed it. I keep telling him I might put it away to be nice, but it isn't my obligation, and all of his clothes have been filling both baskets the whole time we've been here after me asking him nicely to put his clothes away. We continued to just get into a massive fight because he once again told me to put all the clothes away, and I realized it wasn't a joke. I told him I'd put all of the clothes away after he puts away them this time, since it's all the clothes he owns spilling out of 2 laundry baskets. He says he'll do it tomorrow and it's still decently early in the day, so I ask if he'll please just put it away now so it's not a worse argument tomorrow. He says no, so I tell him I don't want to treat him like a child and make him do his laundry just because he wants to watch a show and play Clash of Clans. He continues to all of a sudden talk about me not doing my dishes when every time I've gone to the sink I've had to wash a dish every time I want to use one. He said the same thing OFC. I'm not just leaving all the other dishes. I've washed the whole load multiple times, but I've started to get tired of doing everything. So I tell him to stop being a child please, and that putting away his clothes won't kill him, and I just want to relax and not have to come back to them all on the floor tomorrow. He continues to say he refuses and tells me to just go to the shower. Basically shooing me away just for asking him to do a basic chore everyone does. I'm honestly getting tired of it because he acts like he's working himself to death by working a basic minimum wage job that's barely paying $300 of our rent. And IDK what to do. I'm wondering if I'm being a drama queen or this is just normal. Girl, cut your losses and leave. He's not going to change and he will continue to make you do everything. I was raised by a man like this and now he lives alone in his own filth, too stubborn to change for anyone. That is not normal. You are not compatible. You want an adult partner and he wants a mommy. You're not being a drama queen, although this situation where he's a man-child is common, and women put up with it for far too long. He lived with mommy where she did all the things, and didn't teach or hold her precious angel to clean up after himself. So now you're mommy. At some point your sex drive will plummet because being mommy to your boyfriend builds resentment and will give you the ick. Then he will get pissed off because you're not giving him sex. I don't have any real advice to deal with him other than reevaluate your relationship, but in terms of the washer, height, boob thing, get a kitchen tong. The ones with the silicone on them. They work great as arm extenders to get clothes out of the washer. Everyone is saying this is not normal. I'd like to clarify this. This is normal, but that doesn't mean it's acceptable. Many boys had moms who did everything and never made them lift a finger. They now genuinely do not feel like it's their responsibility. So, you may find your next boyfriend does this too. And perhaps the one after that. And then you find yourself going, well, if everyone is like this, then maybe I am the drama queen and maybe I am the one who needs to change my behavior. Do not let that happen. Do not tolerate a man making you do 99% of the chores just because his mommy did 99% of the chores. It's so easy to start thinking that because it's common, normal that we need to tolerate it. Do not fall into that trap. Sorry to say you moved in too early. Which is to say, he's not ready to be an adult yet, especially an adult in a relationship. Sounds like he's not even ready to be a decent housemate. Do not let this be normal. Draw a line now. Tell him this is exhausting and unattractive. Living away from home means there is no parent to do this for you. He has to do his half fairly or you have to make other living arrangements. This is not normal at all. He is not putting in his part in the relationship and you need to leave now. He doesn't respect you nor your wishes lol. He wants a mom, not a girlfriend. 19 is old enough to know how to clean and fold clothes, so no excuse there. My 33F boyfriend, 33M, was absent when my parent was dying. Is this enough to end it? My parent was dying of cancer and in the hospital the last month before they passed a week ago. My boyfriend of 8 months, Tom, has been having mental and emotional crises, which escalated when I couldn't be there for him because I was the primary caretaker of my parent and then their legal guardian, medical power of attorney toward the end when they couldn't communicate. I worked 12-hour days non-stop to ensure my parent was comfortable, their financial, legal affairs were in order, and coordinating international relatives to come say their goodbyes. Watching my parent in so much pain, and sometimes terror about the pain and impending death, was unbearable. I did everything for my family so they could all just rest and grieve. All I asked from my boyfriend was to not bring negativity into a difficult situation and to just be there for me in a neutral or helpful capacity. The day my parent was dying, Tom asked me to call him because he's being attacked by negative forces. I told him no, I have minutes to hours left with my parent. He spiraled. My parent died. Tom asked for help the day after they died. I said no, I need to plan a funeral, find a cemetery plot, etc. I told Tom he can only attend the funeral if he is emotionally balanced and doesn't take energy, resources from me, that he cannot be on his phone, and he has to find a suit. He doesn't work so he does not have nice clothes. He could not do this and did not attend the funeral. The day of the funeral, he again called and asked for help. As well as the day after. He was then upset that I didn't help him, because from his perspective, he was suffering because he was trying to help my parent but was not guided properly, and therefore was made susceptible to be attacked by negativity, which is what caused Tom's agony. The past month was the hardest of my life. He wasn't there for it. I understand it is because he was also having a hard time. But I can't help but think, what if there is a future crisis, and he isn't there again? What if I'm having our baby, and he doesn't show up to the hospital? What if there is an accident? He swears he's past the worst of it and he's cleansed now. I cannot maintain smoothing over his emotional volatility, chaos and negativity for any longer. Before this, Tom was an alcoholic, but when I told him he needs to quit or I'm leaving, he did quit. Is it possible for a person to pull out of this situation too? Yes, I told him he must be in therapy if he wants to be with me, and he started the process but hasn't gone yet. Too long did not read. Is Tom being absent when I needed him most enough to leave him, or do I give him another chance? If this is no AI rage bait, you have to deeply examine yourself, and find out why in the seven hells do you allow this loser to trample over your life so much. And then, work hard and do years of therapy, so you don't allow this ever again. WTF is Tom on? This sounds like spiritual manipulation. He's definitely an energy vampire. He needs to go. It seems like you can't have a crisis without him having one too. Also, he doesn't work, so what the hell better things he gotta do rather than be with you? I met my husband when I was 32 and he had his shit together. This guy is going to drag you under even though he's the one with the flotation device. What the fuck did I just read? Susceptible to be attacked by negativity? What the fuck? He managed to take your parents' death and make it all about him. Fuck no. I read all of that like 4 times and I'm still confused on what the hell he is saying and his reasoning. Girl, no. Leave him. When you most needed him he failed you. That's all that matters. Plus he doesn't work and he's pretty much useless. The sex can't be that good. Stop wasting your life and your time with someone who can't be there for you on one of the absolute worst days of your life. Oh, hell yes. You don't need to be the emotional support for someone you basically just met. Don't even look back on this one. I am so sorry for the loss of your parent. My deepest condolences. Dear, why on earth are you putting up with this madness? This is way more than being absent. Tom did everything but fall on the floor pounding his fists and crying, "Pay attention to me." All while you were dealing with an incredibly difficult and heartbreaking situation. Please see his behavior for the self-centered attention grab that it was. Perhaps he really was struggling. Perhaps he really could not be there for you. But to harass you constantly to take care of him? No. No, op. Please walk away from this man. Yeah nah, Tom isn't worth the effort it took to type this out. Ditch him.